In a small town nestled among rolling hills, there stood a quaint library. It was a place of knowledge, filled with books that held stories of adventure, romance, and mystery. The townsfolk cherished their library, considering it a sanctuary of imagination and escape. Little did they know that within the walls of this cherished institution, a chilling encounter awaited. On a dark and stormy evening, as the rain poured relentlessly outside, Sarah, a curious and avid reader, found herself alone in the library. She had lost track of time, engrossed in a thrilling novel that transported her to distant lands. Oblivious to the world around her, she roamed the shelves, her fingers tracing the spines of the books. As Sarah reached the far end of the library, she noticed a dimly lit corridor leading to a secluded section rarely explored. The flickering light cast eerie shadows on the old wooden floor. Curiosity got the better of her, and she decided to venture deeper into the library's hidden realm. The air grew colder as Sarah ventured down the corridor, her footsteps echoing ominously. The bookshelves towered above her, lined with books that seemed untouched by time. As she reached the end of the corridor, she discovered a door slightly ajar, leading to a room bathed in an ethereal glow. With trepidation, Sarah pushed the door open, revealing a forgotten reading nook filled with ancient tomes and weathered armchairs. The room was adorned with intricate tapestries and adorned with peculiar artifacts that seemed to hold secrets of their own. Sarah couldn't resist the allure of this hidden sanctuary, and she settled into one of the armchairs, ready to delve into another world within the pages of a book. But as she began to read, Sarah felt an eerie presence surrounding her. The room seemed to come alive with whispers and faint whispers that sent shivers down her spine. The shadows danced across the walls, distorting into grotesque shapes that seemed to mock her presence. Unease settled within her heart, and she contemplated leaving the room. Just as Sarah mustered the courage to escape, a gentle voice broke through the silence. "Don't be afraid, Sarah. We've been waiting for you." Startled, she looked around but saw no one. The voice seemed to resonate from the very walls of the room. I'm sorry, who's there?" Sarah stammered, her heart pounding in her chest. A faint chuckle echoed through the room, followed by the voice speaking again. "We are the guardians of the stories, the keepers of forgotten tales. We've observed your love for the written word, and we have something to share with you." Sarah's curiosity overshadowed her fear, and she cautiously asked, "What do you want to share with me?" The room fell silent for a moment before the voice responded. "Behind the bookshelf, there is a hidden passage that leads to a realm where stories come alive. It's a place where characters roam free, awaiting someone like you to guide them." Sarah's eyes widened with disbelief. The idea of stepping into a world of living stories seemed both exhilarating and terrifying. She hesitated for a moment, contemplating the consequences of such an extraordinary journey. The voice continued, "If you dare to embark on this adventure, you will discover wonders beyond imagination. But remember, once you enter, there is no turning back." Sarah pondered the choice before her. The allure of a fantastical realm tugged at her heartstrings, but the unknown filled her with apprehension. After a moment's hesitation, she made her decision. "I accept your invitation," she declared, her voice filled with determination, as Sarah approached the bookshelf and quickly retreated back behind it. I felt a strange mix of curiosity and unease. What was that man doing behind the shelf? I decided to investigate further. I cautiously approached the shelf, trying to remain as quiet as possible. As I got closer, I noticed a small gap between the books. Peeking through the opening, I saw the man's eyes staring directly at me. His gaze was intense and unsettling. It sent shivers down my spine. Without warning, the man's hand emerged from the gap, reaching towards me. I stumbled backward in fear, my heart pounding in my chest. But before I could react, my mother's voice called out, "Kids, it's time to go!" Relieved, I turned around to see my mother standing near the entrance of the kids' section. I quickly ran to her side, feeling a sense of safety in her presence. As we left the library, I couldn't shake off the feeling of dread that lingered within me. Who was that man, and what was he doing behind the bookshelf? The incident left me with a lingering fear of libraries and a newfound awareness of the potential dangers that could lurk in unexpected places. Years later, as a teenager, I stumbled upon a news article about a series of child abductions that had occurred in our town during the same period. The memories of that day in the library came flooding back. Could the man I encountered have been connected to those abductions? I couldn't help but wonder. From that moment on, I became more cautious and vigilant, always mindful of my surroundings. The library, once a place of wonder and exploration, had transformed into a symbol of fear and uncertainty. But through my fear, I also gained a deep appreciation for the importance of personal safety and the need to protect oneself. To this day, I carry the memory of that encounter with me, a reminder that true horror can exist even in the most unexpected of places, reminding me to stay vigilant and cautious wherever I go.